Hello there, GB here, and welcome to Fast Forward, where we follow up an episode of Rewind Classic Movies. And today we're following on from last week's Back to the Future and looking at our favourite cars in movies. With me, of course, as ever, is AJ.
Hi there, I'm AJ, and I really like cars. Quite old ones, not new ones. Not quite old ones, I mean really old ones. I'm really into old classic cars. By default of my dad, to be honest. We've always had some sort of car in bits in a garage being restored from a very young age. So I'm, really into sort of old classic stuff. So I'm kind of glad we're doing this one because this will be fun.
I've always been into repairing cars, but it's been completely reluctantly because I've just had an awful bad luck of car history, which means that no matter what I buy, it breaks down and costs me a fortune. I went through a period, I think, in 1 year, I think I had 6 cars. But there we are.
Wow.
I currently own a car that is 26 years old, hasn't failed an MOT for 6 years, and is probably going to die this year. Anyway.
I had, when I first moved to, well, not first, when I moved here, the last time I moved to Greece, because it's not, I've moved to Greece a few times in my life, but the last time I moved here, when I was in the UK, just before I left, I don't know if you remember, but I had like 6 cars in various states of sort of, because I sort of buy them on the cheap or do them up or fix them up and sell them on. And I had like 6 on the go, and I had to get rid of them all very, very fast. It was like I had like a VW camper van, I had an Espace, I had a Ford Focus, I had so many cars that I was sort of fixing and doing up that I had to get rid of pretty quickly. But yeah, there you go.
I had an Espace that I owned for 6 months, and it was in the garage all but 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, sounds about right.
Better cars. So the DeLorean from Back to the Future is iconic. If we had to rate cars like we do movies and soundtracks, it'd be S tier. No doubt about it.
Totally.
AJ, what did you like about the DeLorean in Back to the Future?
I like the way it was dressed. I don't think I've got
skirt and tight top.
Absolutely, the high heels. I just love the stuff they put on it. I love the imagery of it. I love the big sort of, I don't know, I want to call them rocket boosters on the back. I mean, I don't really know what they're for, but they're very cool. I like the way they've turned it into an icon. I know it wasn't a particularly successful car. I know the company went bankrupt before the film even came out. Woefully underpowered. It was only a 2.8 litre V6. And it was really heavy, big stainless steel car. Just, what were you thinking? I mean, nice try, but Christ, absolutely useless. It had about 130 horsepower, I read. And the whole concept of building a time machine out of it that does 88 miles an hour, like, yeah, not great. But turned it into the most infamous car of all time, really.
That's the thing. If this movie hadn't come along, it would just gone down in history as a complete flop.
It would have been basically a Sinclair C5.
Yeah. What I love about it, for me, I was trying to think about it, and it's kind of like the sleek lines, and I think it's one of the reasons, I said this in the last episode, one of the reasons I loved the Toyota Celica when I was younger was because it had a little resemblance to the DeLorean, the Mark 7 version anyway, and I've now owned one for 6 years. And I just love that it's full of gadgets and lights. It's in the movie, it's fast. The way it just had those bits and pieces added to it, like you said, that sort of stainless steel, brushed aluminium body, whatever it is, the gull-wing doors, those really cool wheels as well that it has on it. And as Wikipedia says, the DeLorean is noted for its gull-wing doors and brushed stainless steel outer body panels, as well as its lack of power and performance. So that's Hall of Fame. That's S tier. It's right up at the top. So let's reveal what else is on our list. We've both come with 5 each. So by the end, we'll have our rewind top 10 cars in movies, unless, heaven forbid, we both have some of the same. For me, this list was very much about what meant a lot to me watching movies growing up, but also that connects somewhat to my taste in cars. So it can't just be a good-looking car. It had to have something else about it. So it's a very personal list, but I think a lot of people could have these on their list too. It felt harder to find something a bit unusual to put on there than other favourite lists we've done. How about you? What was your kind of like criteria and thinking going into it?
Iconic cars, absolutely. But I'm also not a fan of big muscle American cars.
Interesting, because we are opposites then. because that's my favourite. It's my favourites.
Favourites. I've got no time for big. I mean, there's no need because America has big, long, straight roads, and they seem to like racing around in circles with banked courses and stuff like that, with huge engines and that don't actually really need to be tuned. Whereas in the UK and Europe, we've got narrow roads, tight, twisty bends, and smaller engines that are tuned properly. And things like that. So I quite like the European small car with tight suspension that you can throw around and things like that. Not all of the cars I've got are like that. Don't get me wrong. I've got I've got some bigger cars and things like that. But I do prefer a smaller European car, if you will. So who wants to go first?
Well, so we'll do our top. We'll do 5 to 2, so we'll do 4 each. Then we'll do our honourable mentions, and then we'll do our number 1.
Okay, cool. I mean, do you know what? I actually haven't got any honourable mentions, in fairness.
Oh, okay.
I might think of some, maybe. I might think of some.
So the reason I have honourable mentions is I had 4 bangers that I went, these are great. Love these 4. My number 1 was always obvious. I always knew my number 1. But for this 5th one, the one I'm about to say, it could have been one of many. And I was trying to work out which one actually got the spot. And what I've gone for is, well, I love old cars, right? Especially old muscle cars, unlike you. And especially ones in yellow. No, it's not Steve Coogan's yellow and black Ford Mustang from the TV series Saxondale, if you remember that. Do you remember that?
God almighty, Tommy Saxondale. Holy shit.
It's a really underrated show, if you ask me. And it's got a great opening title sequence featuring...
long time ago, Jesus.
Hocus Pocus by Focus. And shots of that car in the opening sequence. Yeah, it's great.
God, I was trying to remember how that one. That's it. Oh my God, I've not heard that in ages.
Yeah. So first on my list is Bumblebee from Transformers, and very specifically the Bumblebee from the 2018 movie Bumblebee, and more specifically the 1977 Chevy Camaro Bumblebee. And that's the one that appears in the last minute of the movie, having spent the whole thing as a VW Beetle. It's also in the version he starts in the first Michael Bay Transformers movie, which we try not to talk about because it's crap, which isn't anywhere near as good as Bumblebee, directed by Travis Knight. So this modern Camaro version as well isn't anywhere near as nice, but like I said earlier, it's not enough to just be a very sexy car.
Is that the film where he talks using the radio? Exactly. Yeah.
So Bumblebee is possibly the car with the most personality in movie history. It's got so much character, helped by the fact that he can't talk, right? And he's kind of, or he can talk, he can communicate, he's a robot, so he's got more personality than your standard car. Mm-hmm. But he's a living character himself who sort of just disguises himself as a car. And in these movies, he goes through phases of not being able to talk, communicating through pop culture, radio and songs, and talking a little bit. So Bumblebee is funny, he's adorable, he's loyal, and we care about him a lot throughout the series. That combination of very sexy 70s Camaro muscle car and the personality of Bumblebee puts it in at number 5 for me. Also, of course, Optimus Prime is a legendary Transformer, and I'd rank him above Bumblebee generally, but he's not a car, he's a truck.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Clarification. Yep. So that's my 5. What do you think about Bumblebee before we move on? You don't know anything about it, do you?
No, I've seen it. I've seen it. When you said he was a VW Beetle, that brought back a sort of memory, because Herbie almost made it into this list because I love VW Beetles. My grandfather always had a VW Beetle, and they're just the coolest car in the world, obviously.
So spoilers, Herbie was on my honourable mentions and almost made it into 5.
Sorry, yeah, I know. I was thinking it could, but I didn't really enjoy the films. I just love the car.
So the thing for me was, as a kid, if you asked me this when I was 12, I would have gone, Herbie's in there. Herbie goes bananas, right? Oh, I love that bug.
Absolutely.
But I haven't watched it for 25 years. So I don't feel it would be a fair slip.
That's probably the same for me. Yeah. So it when you said VW Beetle, it did ring a bell because I seem to remember like this yellow VW Beetle and maybe a girl, and I think Shia LaBeouf Was he in it?
Yeah, he's not in Bumblebee, but he's in Transformers.
Oh, all right then.
So
yeah,
you're right. You're right.
I don't know. I've definitely seen it for sure, but I can't really remember. That's where I'm at with it. Really, it's not really my kind of film. I don't think.
So about your number 5 then.
My number 5 is an American muscle car. It's the only American muscle car that made it on my list. 1968 Ford Mustang GT Fastback.
Okay.
From 1968.
Bullet.
Directed by Peter Yates. Bullet.
Yeah.
Steve McQueen.
It is a beautiful car.
Fuck me. Definitely
It was on
beautiful.
my honourable mentions.
Excellent. I mean, San Francisco, chases, loud, dirty, just gritty, just great fun. Like, just the noise. I mean, 6.4 litre V8. Oh. Yeah.
It's a very sexy car. It's very iconic. I don't know this is a tragedy, but I don't know the film passionately enough to probably be able to put it on the list fairly. Even though it's probably my favourite car of all time, I'll be honest. And for the same reason, I put Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds in there, if I had to. It's such a beautiful car. But that's it. So it's just a sexy car.
That's the thing. I mean, Eleanor was, Gone in 60 Seconds. It's a bit of a Vice film for me. That I don't dislike it. I like Nicolas Cage in that. I think
Nicolas Cage does this. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I think it's great. I quite like it. I don't. There's only so many Fords and Mustangs you can put on a list. You know what I mean? So Bullet went in there because it's classic Steve McQueen. And I think it's great. I think it's better than Gone in 60 Seconds. Obviously. I've not seen it in bloody years, but I remember watching it with my old man, I think. And I remember the car distinctly, that green sort of Mustang just really stood out for me. So yeah, I instantly thought of it when I was making this list, and I thought, yeah, I need to have at least one American car on there. Because none of the others
people would
are.
argue it's the most iconic movie car of all time, and I wouldn't fight him on it.
Yeah.
You said there's only so many Fords you can put on the list.
Only so many Fords.
My number 4 is a Ford Falcon.
Okay.
And if you were to see the modern version, or even the original version of the Ford Falcon, you would never dream it would make it onto this list. But the Ford Falcon, and especially the Ford Falcon XB GT Coupe from 1973, otherwise known as the Pursuit Special, or the last of the V8 Interceptors, was Max Rokotansky's car. If that doesn't ring any bells, you may know him better as Mad Max.
Yeah.
This whole list, I'll be honest, every time I start talking about a car, I'm expecting you to go, oh yes, it's on my list. And I don't think we've ever done any of these lists where we've had the same thing, have we?
No, actually, I don't think so.
Remarkably.
Yeah.
I don't know how. And I feel like this episode might be the first time we do. So it's Mad Max's car. This is the car Mel Gibson drove at the end of Mad Max 1 and the first half of Mad Max 2. It's matte black paint, and rust, basically. It looks like shit. It's 2 big fuel tanks on the back, a bit sort of DeLorean-esque, actually. Wheel arch flares, a supercharger through the bonnet, 8 side exhaust pipes and an air dam, and it looks badass.
Cool. So cool. It's got that kind of rat look, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is very cool in this day and age of like doing cars. Like you see a lot of the VWs and some of the campers have got that kind of rat look to them, and that's definitely
People
got
call
it in spades.
steampunk now.
Oh, do they?
Probably. I don't know.
All right,
but like you say, I liked it because it was purely practical. It was like for survival in this post-apocalyptic world. There's nothing fancy or glamorous about it. This was the opposite of shiny supercars, which still to this day do nothing for me. I'd take a retro bashed up muscle car any day of the week over your Lamborghini arse Hatador.
Absolutely. No, totally. Yeah.
I loved Mad Max 2 and 3 as a kid. The car wasn't in 3 because it blew up in 2. And I never realised until I was much older that there was a Mad Max 1. And I'm talking in the last 10 years maximum, my only viewings of the movies were on VHS, recorded off the TV. And my copies just said Mad Max and Mad Max Thunderdome as a kid. That's what my dad had written on them. And the original Mad Max 1, I don't know if you've seen it. It's very, very different. It's not
very much
as
so
fun. It's way more intense and upsetting and boring.
Yeah, no. Two is exceptional. Like that is the best film of the series, without a doubt, hands down. I think I definitely saw that one first. 2. Yeah, 2 I saw first, way before 1. Because I don't think it was just on general, real release. I think a lot of people possibly forgot about it. Very similar.
1 is a hard watch.
It is, isn't it? It is. I mean, really low budget. Christ.
Yeah. I mean, it's remarkable that it got the sequel in a way, because it's you wouldn't think it off the back of it. I watched the whole movie sort of thinking, when are we going to sort of get Mad Max?
I'm sure they're just paying the crew in Victoria bitter, you know?
Yeah. But regardless, the car, even in 1, is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Iconic.
Right, you're number 4.
Right.
God, we've got to have one in common here.
Okay, well... I'm going to put 2 cars. It's from one film.
Oh,
it's from one film, but I think I'm allowed to do this. All right, it's 2 cars.
Do you?
Well, I do. I'm going to do it, but I don't give a fuck. Quite frankly, it is the Jaguar E-Type and the Austin Mini Cooper S. So it can only be the Italian Job, directed by Peter Collinson in 1969.
Fair.
Now, the E-Type is one of my favourite all-time cars. I love the E-Type.
Yeah.
My dad used to race them. And so we've always had E-Types. I've always been involved with E-Types. I remember, like, my earliest memories is taking, like, bits of engines and wings and Christ knows what of an E-Type, you know, with my old man, and respraying bits of bodywork and things like that. A lot of my car knowledge and all that sort of stuff is from my old man, and doing lots of work with him. So if you're listening to this, incidentally, thank you. Yeah, love the E-Type, and this particular one gets crushed by a digger and then thrown off a cliff in Italy. Which is fucking awful, and I hate watching it. It's a brutal scene. And then they got these 3 Mini Coopers. They just drive around it. It's just brilliant. I mean, what a film! Obviously, I mean, everyone loves this film. I don't think there's a single person in the world.
Blow the bloody doors off.
Right? I mean, just fantastic in every way, shape, or form, with all the gold bullion in the back. I mean, that Wealth Preservation Society, it's just great. Yeah. And these little cars, these little British cars, it's just brilliant. They're all great. I've never had a Mini. I wouldn't fit in a Mini, neither would you. But just so much fun. It's funny you say that,
because as a kid, when I was about 10 years old, I had a little, you get the little models of cars. What were they called? Like Corgi or something.
Corgi, yeah.
The die-cast one, when they were proper metal.
Yeah.
I had a green Mini. And for many years, that was my dream car.
Excellent.
And always wanted one. And then I hit puberty and sort of went, well, that's not happening. And then when I was in my 20s, my car broke down, because that's what happened to me a lot. And a friend of a friend offered to take me to work in one day. And it was like an hour's ride. And he had a Mini, and I was in it. And it was one of the most awkward car journeys of my life. My head was at about a 90-degree angle for most of it. The sunroof was leaking, and it was horrific. And it was like a childhood ruined.
Yeah.
But it was good fun. I mean, and the Minis in that movie, I mean, they're so iconic. Those 3 coloured Minis. And even, I will say, the remake that they had with Charlize Theron and Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was awful.
It's not the same, but I sort of enjoyed seeing 3 Minis being thrown around again.
Fair enough.
On the E-Type, had a model of that, but it was a bigger model rather than the little 2-inch one. I had one that was about 9 inches. Mm-hmm. And I had that in black. That was a dream car for a while. And me and my partner, within the past year or so, we had a little dabble on Facebook Marketplace, thinking, should we buy an old car? And are there any E-Types around?
Mate, Oh,
But
yeah.
money pit, basically.
Oh, God. And some. Yeah. Brave of you to even look.
But now I know that you
Goodness me.
should repair them with your dad.
Yeah.
When you're back, let's get on it.
That's absolutely. Gorgeous cars. Yeah.
Right. So that's your number 4. Do you like the movie Italian Job, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, not just the
Love
car.
it. Love it. S tier.
S tier.
S tier.
I might go
Classic
8.
British film. Can't give it anything else. You can't. You're not allowed to. It has to be S tier. This is one of those films that actually it can only be S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I think
fight
it should be part of, like, if you're getting your British citizenship and you have to sit the test, they should ask you questions about that film. And then what you rank it. And depending on what you rank it is whether you get your citizenship or not. And if it's any less than S, then you're out. Sorry.
Right, my number 3.
If I say to you, you're only supposed to, and they reply, you only blow the bloody doors off.
Welcome to England.
Thank you very much. Fish and chip shops over there.
There's the Indian, the Chinese, and the Greek place.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
My number 4 car was a piece of shit. That was Mad Max's car. My number 3 car is also a piece of shit. Underneath, the worst of the lot, and possibly any car in the movies. It's a hero car, but it's absolute dog shit. And until our heroes transform it with a lick of white paint, some flashing lights and sirens.
Oh, yes.
It's Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters.
Ecto-1. The way it rolls round the corners.
Yeah. It's one of cinema's most brilliantly reimagined vehicles, sort of equal parts comedy, character and crapness.
It's up there with the DeLorean. I mean, it's iconic,
Yeah,
like the DeLorean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps that it's not just your standard car and it's covered in stuff that's recognisable, but it's built from a retrofitted 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor ambulance. It's 20 feet long, 6.3 litre V8, transforms.
20 feet long.
Right? And I've got a longer car coming. It transforms something old and practical into something unforgettable, and that iconic white body, the red fins, and the roof stacked with unidentifiable but quite important stuff. It just instantly tells you everything about the Ghostbusters, really. They're kind of these shitty, scrappy, inventive, slightly crazy kind of characters.
Yeah.
And what makes Ecto-1 so lovable for me is its personality. I know that sounds cliche, but it's not sleek or high-tech like a Bond car. It's handmade, it's unpredictable, it's full of charm, and the siren alone is enough for me to like trigger instant nostalgia. And just, I love the scene. I'm not going to try and do it justice, but when Ray brings the car around for the first time and sort of Venkman's, like asks him, how is it? And Ray's just like, oh, it needs this, it needs that, it needs that. And it's just a long list of shit wrong with it. I absolutely love that scene. And the ghost on the side is almost the personality of the car itself. And the car is the 5th Ghostbuster. I'm sorry, Lewis Tully, but it is. I loved it in the originals, and it got a bit of an upgrade in Ghostbusters 2, which a lot of people think isn't as good as the OG car. Wouldn't fight you on it, even though it's quite subtle. But I have to say that when I saw it again in Ghostbusters Afterlife in 2021, a movie I loved, by the way, it was a nostalgic moment, and it did stir something inside me. And by the end of the movie, there may have been tears, which were largely for Harold Ramis,
yeah,
and the characters I grew up with. But Ecto-1 is one of those characters I grew up with. Number 3.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, good call. No, I like that.
S-tier car, S-tier movie.
It's funny because we were talking about American cars earlier, and you're probably going to have a lot of American muscle. I'm not. I mean, I thought about the Blues Brothers. That's the classic.
Yeah, that's in honourable mentions.
It's honourable mentions, all those sorts of things. It's one of those. But yeah, mine then, 1977,
a
film directed by Lewis Gilbert.
Oh,
all right.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh, have you got it?
Well, I imagine so. Go on.
The Lotus Esprit.
Yes.
Yes.
It's happened. Ding, 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 ding.
Wonderful. 2-litre 4-cylinder, and it turns into a fucking submarine.
It's just... So, when I was thinking about this is my number 2 car. Your number 3.
Brilliant.
I was thinking, well, James Bond's got to be in there, and everyone's just probably going to pick a DB5 or a DB9.
Oh, I thought about DB5. I thought about the Vanquish from fucking Casino Royale, the V2. Oh God, I mean, gorgeous. But do you know what? Yeah, it's just no.
The DB5 probably should be in there, but I didn't want to have multiple Bond cars.
Yeah.
And the fact it's not even an Aston Martin is fucking pretty horrific.
I know, and it's the thing, isn't it? Because Aston Martin is the classic, but no, it's not. I don't even have it in the honourable mentions at all. Yeah.
As a kid, though, it was all about Wet Nelly.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, Wet Nelly. This is Bond's. It's a 76.
A nod to Little Nelly, which was the gyrocopter.
Exactly. So this is from Spy Who Loved Me,
which I had an Aerofix kit of. And made an Aerofix. Yes, I had the Aerofix kit of Little Nelly. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, the base Lotus car for me is sexy, and I love that kind of sleek. Again, it's a bit like the DeLorean and the Sleeker. It's got the lines of it.
Yeah,
it goes from the front to the back.
Yes, you're right. It does, doesn't it? That sort of big, flat, massive bonnet. Yeah.
But you add in that sort of Bond transformation from sports car to submarine, and it's cool as fuck. When
the wheels just go in and the fins come out the side, and he's God.
He's driven off a fucking pier to start with, and then the instruments change from car to sub. You get the little periscope comes out the top, and then if that wasn't ridiculous enough, it destroys the helicopter with a fucking rocket, kills a load of scuba divers.
The girl that's piloting it, I know. Oh my God,
pollutes the ocean, and then comes out again on a beach full of sunbathing tourists.
And I just love that he's got he throws a fish out the window.
Yeah, as he drives off.
And that guy that's sitting on the beach, the classic sort of looks at the wine like, how strong is this?
Yeah. I mean, it's about as realistic as the DeLorean going back in time, but it's still a brilliant movie car.
It's wonderful. I love that car. And I know it's probably on the list because I've only just seen the film again, for, I don't know how many times. I've seen that film quite a few times, but I've watched it recently again for the first time in a long time. But I knew as soon as we said, we'll do cars, that one's going in the list. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so much fun.
It's going to be blasphemy for people that the DB5 isn't. But this is the car that always stood out to me more. Like, the DB5 is classy and it's timeless, but this fucking Lotus. A friend of mine got a Lotus Exige, a fairly new one, recently before he crashed it. And the whole time I thought, it's not on the spree.
No, I like the Esprit. I really do. I mean, I like the nod to the Aston in Skyfall as well. And where he's just like, oh, go on, then eject me and stuff like that. Yeah, I could have put it in, but I think it's just because it's silly and it's Bond and it goes underwater. It's just fuck it, why not?
It's very fun. More, isn't it? Very Moorish.
Yes, yes.
One is never enough. But
just
fun side
the British
story.
end up, darling.
Yes, fun side story. After filming, do you know this story?
No. I don't know. No, I don't know.
So, after filming, this car was put into prepaid storage in New York City for 10 years. It'd been on a promo tour for the movie, and then they just sealed it up, and they forgot about it. I mean, they literally forgot about it, because after 10 years was up, nobody paid the bill or claimed it, so the storage unit went up for auction.
Oh my God.
No one knew what was inside, and a bloke he was a rental tool shop owner or something, and he won it for less than $100.
Oh.
And he exhibited it gets weirder, he exhibited it for 20 years and then sold it in 2013 to Elon Musk, who bought it at an auction for £500,000.
Wow.
And he plans to turn it into a fully functional car sub from the movie using Tesla power. Now, seeing as it's Elon Musk, I would have thought it was more suited to buying an underground lair in a volcano and launching a rocket with a handful of humans who he plans to survive a plant-based nerve gas that wipes out the rest of the population. Yeah. But there we are. Don't be nitpicking.
Excellent.
Right, so that's my number 2. You've done your number 3, so now we need your number 2.
Okay. Do we not need your number 3?
I did my number 3. My number 3 was Ecto 1.
Yes, and I've done my number 2. Yes.
No, you've done your number 3.
My number 3, so I need to do my number 2. Yep. Good. Now, I don't. Right, so I don't necessarily like this film.
Okay.
Particularly, but I do very much like the car because I've had more than one of them.
Is it a Land Rover Defender?
It certainly is. It fucking is. Absolutely. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's my favourite car of all time ever. I hate and love in equal measure. So obviously this particular film is Tomb Raider, but you could choose one of the James Bonds. I mean, but because I've already done a James Bond, I didn't want to do James Bond, but the Land Rover crops up in so many films. This particular one is quite memorable because it does look very sexy. This one, so 2001, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, directed by Simon West. I think there's a new Tomb Raider coming out soon, or it's being filmed.
Yes, featuring Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones, I believe.
Okay, cool. Not seen Game of Thrones, so I'm not entirely sure who she is. This particular Land Rover that was filmed has got a 3.5 litre V8 petrol, which is ridiculous on the fuel. I've had mostly diesels, either 200 TDI or the 300 TDI, which is 2.5 turbos. They are horrifically uncomfortable. They are rusty like you wouldn't believe. I mean, the reason I'm so good at mechanics and welding and electricity and just anything actually involving my hands and putting things back together is because of my Land Rovers. I've got holes in various trousers and T-shirts and Christ knows what else from welding the underside of the chassis up because it's just made of tissue paper. The amount of times I've bodged it to get it through MOTs and things like that, and it leaks. If it's not leaking, then you worry. It's like with the air tanks we used to dive with. If the O-rings aren't leaking, then you start to worry. As long as it's leaking, it's got air in it. It's fine. I've towed stuff because I used to be part of the sort of volunteer rescue brigade with it. And I've been out in snow and I've towed lorries up hills and Christ knows what else. I love the Defender. It's such again, like the Cooper, the Mini Cooper. It's such a classic British car. And now they're so expensive. I mean, I couldn't afford to buy one now. They're nuts money, but they are so much fun. They're so cool. I converted the last one I converted it into a bit of a camper. We used to go on, family holidays with these things. I had a big roof rack on the top, all my surfboards, my windsurfer, the dog, the kids, the wife, everything gets in there. Put all the stuff on the roof and off we go. Just so much fun.
Do you feel awkward that the wife came after the kids and the dog in that list that you just reeled off?
Oh, it's just, maybe
not in any preferential order.
No, not in any particular order, no.
Well, of course, we were exchanging pictures of your Land Rover fairly recently because my fiance's parents has just bought one.
Oh,
an old
yes.
one from like the 70s or something. And
God, I forgot that.
Doing it up, and it was up and running nicely, and then he just has replaced all the gearbox and the engines.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
Land Rover.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've spent thousands on parts just because and it's like, God, I ought to sell this and get something reliable, but I can't. I just can't. I mean, I just love it, and it's a nightmare, but I love it, and I don't care. I don't care.
That's generally the attitude of anyone that owns a Land Rover.
Yes. Yeah, very much, very much. So, and that's on the list because obviously I love, Land Rover Defenders. So there it is. That's the only reason it's on the list.
But what I love about that is you've not just gone, look, Land Rovers are pretty sexy. It's the personality again.
Absolutely.
It's that personality of things going wrong and having charm from being shit in a way.
I used to use the bonnet as a workspace when I didn't have enough workspace in my shed to do work. I used to actually just use the bonnet because I had checker plate all over the bonnet. I used to use the bonnet as a workspace.
Yeah.
It's just such a versatile car. Nightmare. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good, they're absolute fucking nightmare. But, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Right. You say you you say you haven't got any honourable mentions. Is that correct?
I've sort of vaguely mentioned vague honourable mentions as we've been sort of going, so I'd be interested to know what yours are, and then I might think of one or two or something like that. Like for example, I was going to have Knight Rider, but that's a series, Kit.
Yes.
Da-da-da. 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 Great. I used to love watching that.
Yes, that's on my list because one of the greatest cars ever. And again, same lines and sexy things that I like. But like another one on my list, it doesn't qualify because it's TV car. And I know there was TV movies, doesn't count.
No.
Another one that equally doesn't qualify was the A-Team van. Loved that. Sort of appeared in the 2010 movie, but
I've never seen the 2010 movie, and I've never really seen the series that much. I mean, I know Penny the Fool. That's about it, really.
Yeah. Herbie, Bullet.
Yeah.
Austin Powers, Jaguar.
Oh yeah.
Jag with a British flag. That was considered. Han Solo's M68 land speeder, not really a car.
Not a car.
Wheels, so that can't really get in there.
That's a fucking spaceship.
Pretty much it. Oh, the other one was the Pacer from Wayne's World. That was almost in there for a while. For his little strawberry laces dispenser.
Yeah. I quite like that. Nice.
There was a couple of bits that our patrons mentioned that I thought would be worth a shout. Bryn says his favourite movie car of all time would be Herbie.
Yep.
Don't disagree with that in a way.
No.
Kat says there's so many iconic cars I could mention, but that's another essay. The General Lee. Oh, that was it. Yeah, I almost thought about that. The 69 Dodge Charger from Dukes of Hazzard. She doesn't say this, I don't think, but just popped into my head was Smokey and the Bandit, the Pontiac Trans Am.
Yeah, the Trans Am. That was on my list when I first drew it up, and then I took it off.
Yeah, and then she says things like Bond, Ecto 1, the DeLorean, Herbie, the A-Team van, all the Fast and Furious cars.
Okay,
she said, I do have huge love for the 1967 Shelby GT500, Eleanor and Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah,
I almost said Gone with the Wind then. Yes, that's an absolute classic. She said, I'll also mention one that gets overlooked. Not on this list, Kat, the Ford Falcon XB Coupe from Mad Max.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And
it's funny, isn't it? We all got the same thoughts. It's cool. I like that.
I was like, I don't know how different these are going to be. But you did a good one with the Jeep Land Rover. Sorry.
Oh, fucking dare you.
Simon says the Blues Brothers police car. Yeah, that was on my list as well. The Audi S8 in Ronin. Don't really know what's so special about that. Can't remember. DeLorean Ecto 1, Aston Martin DBS V12 from Casino Royale, and in classic Simon fashion, the bus from Speed.
Yes, Simon. Yes, mate. I mean, it's a bus, not a car, but I like it. I'm quite tempted to give you that one. That's cool.
Yeah. 2 or 3.
I mean, it jumps. It jumps brilliantly.
Well, if we're going to do jumps, we'd do the Roger Moore jump from The Man with a Golden Gun. the shittest thing in any Bond film. Might be worse than Die Another Day, but that's another debate. 2 or 3 of those people that I just read out also mentioned one other car, and I deliberately didn't say it because it's my number 1. Would you like to go first, or would you like to go second?
No, you go first.
Okay. I wonder, are we going to have the same number 1?
Is it an American muscle car?
No.
We're not going to have the same number 1. We're not. We're just not.
Do you know what?
Absolutely no way we're going to have the same one.
We won't, because I know that you are not a fan, because you've said multiple times. You've said on the show, I'll come to it in a minute. For my number 1, I had 2 options from the same character, 23 years apart. The 1966 version could have quite happily have won, but my number 1 was only ever going to be this car. It's the car I've lusted over more than any other. It's the most unique movie car ever to me. It's the sleekest, the blackest, the coolest, the quickest, the most ridiculous, the most visually interesting, the only one with a jet engine on the front, an afterburner on the back, and a grappling hook, and you can even talk to it and tell it when to stop. And it can cocoon itself for protection. You haven't seen it because, as you've said many times, yes, I'm aware of it. I haven't seen it, but I'm sort of aware of it.
No.
It's the Batmobile from Batman 1989.
1989 specifically. Okay, cool.
Specifically the 1989 movie. I had this as a toy as a kid. Oh my God, it is the coolest thing.
I'm Google
We've
this
seen
right
the
now.
big fucking jet engine on the front of it.
Batmobile 1989. Let's have a look at a picture.
It reappeared recently in The Flash when Michael Keaton came back as 18.
Oh, that is quite cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that is quite cool. Yeah.
While you're looking at that, it's 22 feet long, 8 feet wide, does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, top speed of 530 kilometers an hour. These are like top trumps. Inside, it has a 2-seat cockpit with aircraft-like instrumentation, a passenger's side monitor, self-diagnostic system, voice command operation, and a recognition system, and a CD recorder. A CD recorder, not just a player. A recorder. The toy of it as a kid. It was one of my most treasured possessions, and I don't know at what point it disappeared forever. It's just gone. And behind the scenes, it was built on a chassis of a Chevy Impala with a Chevy V8 engine. There were plans to develop it with Jaguar and a Ford Mustang, but they fell through. Then there was an Oldsmobile Cutlass convertible that was going to be the Batmobile. General Motors were up for building them, and they were going to spank £6 million, but they insisted on using their own designs. So they were rejected because the filmmakers really want to use the designs of Julian Caldo, who came up with that design. It's so iconic. Nothing for me comes close to it. And if I had to pick one to own between this and the DeLorean, it'd be tough. And it'd be very dependent on if they would be usable and how often I'd be able to use them. Because I'd probably drive a DeLorean every day, as long as it worked. But you couldn't really take the Batmobile to Tesco.
You couldn't. I mean, it's 6.5 meters long. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You need a HGV license to drive that. That's Class C on your driving license.
Yeah, I mean, something that long shouldn't look that good.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I love it.
But considering that we've only had one on each other's lists, I'm really intrigued to know what you've got at number one now.
Oh, you're going to love this.
I can't even think what it would be.
No, you can't.
I can't because I racked my brains to think of 5.
I picked this one because, again, I've owned one and variants of it.
So it can't be anything that nice then.
And I drove. Well, I didn't drive this specific car, but I drove this particular model and colour this summer, just gone.
Huh?
It's amazing. It's one of my favourite cars in the world.
My favourite cars in
Favourite. I say that all the time, don't I? Favourite.
I have no idea what this
at
is.
My children for using correct diction, and here I am saying favourite all the time.
Would you have sent me a picture of you driving this or anything?
Maybe. I can provide you with pictures. In fact, even a little video.
You should do. Because I've no idea what it is.
I've restored one of these. Well, I've restored a slightly different model to this one, in fairness.
So it's old.
It's old. If cars have got electronics, and I know you've picked the Batmobile, which is, quite clearly designed for a film, and I know all the cars I've chosen have been, apart from the fucking submarine, they're mostly. I like cars if they've got electronics, as in they've got a computer or an ECG. I'm just not interested.
That's what I love about my car now is it's got some electronics on it, but it doesn't beep at me if I don't have my seatbelt on.
Yeah,
most of it can be repaired with a hammer.
I, for my job, have to use a lot of rental cars. I'm constantly going to whatever rental car company and picking up whatever they've got, and it's just you get in and it just starts beeping at you constantly. And then when you drive onto the road, the steering like, oh, you're in the lane. It's like, mate, have you seen Greek roads? And it's trying to get you back into this lane, and it's like, oh, you haven't got your seatbelt on, you haven't got this, or someone sat in the back and they haven't got their seatbelt on. Yeah, that's all my tools, mate. It's like, I can't do the, oh, what do you think you're doing? And like, oh, it's bright. Oh, take a break. Looks like you're not paying attention to the road. It's like, Jesus Christ, would you just be quiet? And that annoys me. My Land Rover didn't do that. It just used to break down. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a brief story, and you can cut this out if you want. But I'll tell you a story which I've not told you about, and this doesn't have to go on air or whatever. But it's funny.
I'm happy for it to go on air.
I'm happy for it to go on air. Absolutely. It depends on how long this is going for, and if you're still listening, well, good for you. I got the Land Rover ready. I
don't know what the fucking car is.
Land Rover. No, you don't. No.
Don't tease me.
I'm tease me till I lose control. So I'd got the Land Rover ready for an MOT. It'd been off the road for about 6 months, I think. I'd bought a BMW at this point, an estate, because I needed a car to drive all the band stuff around in. So I got it ready back on the road, take it to the MOT station, rock and roll, in a bit of a rush, quickly put the wheel back on, driving down the A30. This is quite a specific bit of road. It's a dual carriageway. Get into the Cambourne West junction, and my wheel overtakes me.
Like Jacques Villeneuve in 1997.
And I go, it appears I haven't done the wheel nuts up on my wheel. Oh, that's a shame. And then the car sort of goes junk. It was the front left. That's a shame. Then instantly the car goes dunk down, and just basically just takes off that edge of the brake disc. Oh. And for some reason, in the opposite lane of the A30, coming back from wherever they're coming back from, like 10 minutes later, my kids and my wife are like, "Oh, that's Dad. Look, he's broken down." And what I've done is I've pulled into that sort of triangular bit of the chevrons where the slip lane goes up there, and the dual carriageway goes down there, kind of thing. I'm sort of stuck there in the middle, trying to desperately jack this car up. And all the nuts have gone. I've had to go and get new nuts. I've had to check this to get all the wheel on. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. But I love that, you know.
But the car that happened in is your number one car.
That's not my number one car. No, that was
just a car story.
That's just a car story. I'm just telling you about a car story. I don't even know why.
Really?
That was in my Land Rover, and it came to the MOT, and they're like, "Why is the brake disc flat here?" It's like, "Oh well, the wheel fell off." When I was doing about 60, you know, that's why. But my number one car is
specifically from the movies, right?
Specifically from the movie, but I've owned. So, from 1981, directed by John Glenn.
Oh, really?
So we're going for another Bond.
Another Bond car, you cheeky devil.
I had to do it. For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only, darling.
Mm.
Not fucking 2CV.
Yes, it fucking is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's the yellow Citroen de Saveur.
Are you kidding?
Mate, 200cc boxer engine. Man,
oh my God,
weighs nothing. Now, not only is it stunning in the film because, like, I don't know, his car's been blown up and he throws his keys away and he's like, "Have you got a car?" And she's like, yeah, come with me into the Olive Grove or wherever they are.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "What the fuck is that?" And, you know, and they get in and they start driving and they're just driving through the olive groves and down. And it's just wonderful. The whole scene is brilliant. That whole bit. And those guys are chasing after them in whatever they're chasing after them, shooting them and stuff like that. And the car rolls over in the village. And the villagers come out and flip it back on its side and they drive off again. The whole thing's buggered. And you can see the fan in the front, but it's still going. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's so much fun.
Take the low road.
It's just...
Not that low.
Not that low. That's it. That's it. That's the one. That's the one. It's so much fun. And my wife's cousin has got that exact model in her garage. And we took her for a spin this summer. It's so much fun. They're just so cool. I remember my mate at school had one. And I thought it was the coolest thing to go for a ride in. I owned... God, back in whenever it was, nearly 20 years ago now, what they were called Citroen Ponies. And it was basically, it was a 2CV pickup truck. I'll send you a photograph if I can find one. I rescued it out of an olive grove, and my wife and I refurbished it. We
was
did
it in
it
a
up.
tree?
Basically, yes. Basically, it had everything growing out of it. It was completely rusty. We spent a summer doing it up, and it's stunning. Turned into a fantastic little car. Really,
I love
really
a drive in the country, don't you?
Oh, it's just so much fun. Two cylinders, and it had a hand crank. You could start it up by hand.
Wow.
It's one of those. So much fun. So much fun. Absolutely brilliant car.
That's remarkable. Was not expecting that.
No.
That's probably on my list of the shittest Bond cars.
Right, it is, but it's so much fun, and I love them, and they're so cool. And you see them around from time to time, and you realise how cool they are.
Yeah, the 2CV, I think, for me and most of the people I know, is shorthand for shit.
Totally, and that's
but character, full of character.
Full of character. The 2CV. It's such a quintessential European classic French car that's just. You can't hate it. It's like the Land Rover. It's so much fun. And I mean, but the thing is, it's all independent suspension, yeah. So every wheel, I remember doing probably 50 or 60 kilometers an hour down a dirt road, and it's so smooth. All independent suspension, fantastic. I mean, absolutely ahead of its time. And you can't. I like the engine. I mean, I remember tuning it by just listening to it. Like I can just hear the tone, and it's like
tuning a guitar.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, well, that's fine. That'll do. It's all good.
Right, that's the show. Thanks so much for spending time with us. If you want to come hang out, get ad-free episodes, get behind-the-scenes updates, bonus content, or early access to episodes, then head over to our Patreon, where you can get a backlot pass for just $5 a month.
But anyway... No. Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
Yes. Yeah. I thought. Yeah. That's where I come in, isn't it? I do my bit now. Please leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever. It all really helps. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Rewind Classic Movies. And if you want to drop us an email, it's rewindclassicmovies@gmail.com.
And you can join me and AJ next week for the main Rewind show, as we'll be going to 1987 and a movie starring two comedy greats and a John Hughes classic about the shortcomings of public transport, in particular the airline industry. Yes, it's Steve Martin and John Candy in Planes, Trains and Automobiles. I cannot wait. Sorry about the mess. Say goodbye, AJ.
Goodbye, everybody.